Hi, I'm Thomas, and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Thomas Take Philippines, an American exit strategy. For the past 40 years, and probably 80,000 hours, I've worked in healthcare. I turned 60 this year, and I'm getting close to retirement, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Like most of you, you get to this point in your life, and you're staring at retirement, and then you're trying to figure out, how am I going to pay for it? Well, after 2 divorces, multiple moves around the country, I have decided that I'm seriously looking at relocating to the Philippines. So I've got 30 months to figure this out. I look at YouTube channels, and I see a lot of channels of guys who have already made the move, and they're living the life, and it looks fantastic. But I haven't seen anyone that has actually shown you how to get there and the processes it takes. There's a lot of things that are involved when you are deconstructing your life. And that's what I'm doing. Over the next 30 months, I will be just deconstructing my life, looking to, let's go this way, come on. Looking to sell a house, sell a car, get rid of furniture, get rid of tools, get rid of everything. Liquidate my entire life and make a move. And why am I doing this? Well, I love my country, don't get me wrong. You'll never hear me talk bad about the USA. It's the greatest country in the world. But the American dream is dead. At least it is for me. I mean, if it's on life support, maybe. But I do the calculations, and I do a deep dive into my finances. And I look at Social Security. Social Security was never a plan to retire on. But even with the $3,000 I'll get, that's not enough to cover my mortgage or my car payment. I do have 401k, but if I start burning through that, I'll have nothing left. It only takes one major hospitalization to make it all go away. I know, I worked in healthcare. I know how it works. So you'll find that I don't use a script. I just talk and say what I feel. And so if I ramble on a little bit or I get on a tangent, I'll try to get back, but I just don't see financially how it works out to retire here. I'm in the Southeast, and I did the math, and boy, I will go through my 401k in no time. And I don't want to work till I'm 65 or 67 or 70. So I've been doing a lot of research about Southeast Asia, watching a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of you guys I follow. But like I said, no one shows you the process of getting there. The things you have to do, the deconstruction of your life, the visas application, the apostilles you may need, the FBI background checks if you go with certain visas. I'm not looking to go there on a 9A visa and have to keep jumping back and forth across the border or having to go into the office every month I'm not going to do that. So there's a process to make it easier, and I'm going to make mistakes. I know it. I'm not going to get everything right, but that's what's going to be unique about my channel, is that it's going to be raw. I'm not going to pull any punches. If I make a mistake and I'm wrong, and I'll tell you, but at least you can follow my process and you can learn from it. And feel free at any time to add comments in the bottom, email me. If you have a question, I'll try to answer it. But I really don't see how I can live the life I want to live and work for. Like I told you guys, I've been divorced twice. I have 2 wonderful sons. One just graduated medical school, extremely proud of him. The other one is an automotive technician with high-end performance cars. They're both doing great. Couldn't be happier. But then there's me. I don't have a wife. Like I said, 2 divorces. And you know what divorce is? Money goes away. So that little nest egg that we have goes away too. So I did the math. And I can go to the Philippines. And right now I'm kind of looking at Cebu. I've been there, visited, loved it. Planning on going back next year. Boots on the ground, doing some additional research, talking to some marketing professionals over there. That's what they call marketers. They're hired through the government, and they can walk you through a lot of the processes of getting your ACR card, the right visas, any health exams you need when you're applying for the SRRV retirement visa. That's the one I'm looking at, and I'll talk more about these when I get deeper into it. But there's a lot of things to think about. So it's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of terrified, but I've always been a planner. Like I said, my background's in healthcare. I put together treatment plans and approaches for people who've had really bad injuries. But I can do it. It's just gets a little overwhelming when you think about going from point A to the final process or final step, and you don't know all the steps that are required to get there, and that's what I'm here to do. So I hope you will find my information useful. I'll share it with you. Like I said, I'm working in healthcare. I'm still grinding it out, 9-10 hour days. So I ask that you be patient with me. I'll try to get a video out once a week. If not, every 2 weeks. But just keep in mind, I'm still doing the grind. And I will continue to work on this process. Like I said, it's an entire deconstruction of my life. I will show you what it takes to start selling off things, downsizing. One of the most important things I forgot to mention is a domicile. I'll show you how to do that. I'm currently living in the Carolinas. I don't want to pay state income tax in the Carolinas if I'm not living here. So I'll be setting a domicile in Florida. So I won't have to pay state income tax. I'll still pay federal, about 15%. But this company will also be able to scan and forward mail to me as needed, or they'll shred it. And I'll talk about the banking. You have to be real careful when you're living overseas because, 9/11, a lot of things changed. And if they see you doing transactions over there, they will shut your account down. So you got to know which ones to go with. So you got to avoid the big 4. So I've already been working on that. And once I get that taken care of, I'll share that information with you as well. But then I've got this one issue, and maybe you guys can help me out. If somebody sees this and they've actually made the move to the Philippines or Southeast Asia, when I moved back from Hawaii in 2018, I was gifted an amazing animal. This guy right here, Kona. He has been a most loyal companion. He was about 8 months old when I got him. He's maybe 9, we estimate. So he's already a senior dog. In 3 years, he'll be 12. I don't know if he can survive the trip. I'm definitely not putting him in a cargo hold. He is a service animal. He can fly on the plane. I can buy an extra seat to give him room, but I just don't know if he's going to be able to hold his batter and bowels, for 15 hours from LAX to Hong Kong. I just don't see it. And he's still around. I mean, I can't leave the guy. He's been super loyal to me. Look at that boy. He's been with me through the second marriage and divorce, And if I didn't have him, I don't know what I would do. So I get a little choked up thinking about it, but if anybody has any experience with that, I would greatly appreciate it if you would share it with me. Because when it comes December 23rd, 2028, I am done. I'm out. I'm not working another day in my life. I've given enough of my life in exchange of my time for dollars, and it's time to move on and enjoy life. I just think it's time for me, and it may sound selfish, because I do have 2 sons. That's the only family I have remaining, and I love them to death, but they have their own lives and careers, and they live 4 hours away. And I just can't see the math working out. Still have a mortgage, over 20 years, car payment that I did not want because the previous car blew up, but hey, that's life. That happens. But I just want to tell you real briefly before I go, I did the math. If I went, for instance, to Davao City in Mindanao, I can rent, because you can't own in the Philippines, except for a condo. You can own air, but you can't own land. I can rent a 4-bedroom, 2,000 square foot house, air conditioning, 4 bathrooms, maid's quarter, in a gated community, living in the top 1%, living with doctors, lawyers, professional people, in a gated community with a swimming pool, pickleball courts, basketball courts, paved sidewalks. And believe it or not, I've looked and I've talked to a few realtors through Facebook marketing. You can get that not far from the city, from anywhere from, and I'm not gonna do pesos right now, I'll get in all those conversions later, but for US, $800 to $1,200. $800 to $1,200. That's ridiculous. You can't even rent an apartment where I live right now, a 1-bedroom apartment or a studio for that amount. So you can see how far your money will go in a country like that. And me, I have to have a soft landing. So it has to be a major city. It has to be Cebu, which I absolutely love, but I'm just not sure if that's where I'll end up. I don't want to go to Manila, Makati. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's just too busy for me. So right now, I'm looking at maybe Cebu or Davao City. And the healthcare is top notch. And like I said, I'll get into all the things. I'll get into the domiciles to save you money. I'll get into the right accounts you need to have to move money around from US banks to Philippine banks. Because I don't really think I want my money over there in a Philippines bank, because I don't think it's insured like FDIC insured here in the United States. So I'll show you that. I'll show you for the SRRV what you have to do as far as getting documents apostilled. Sometimes you have to ship them off to DC to get them apostilled. You want to, when you're dealing with the Philippines consulate or embassy, I'll explain all this stuff that you can do in advance to save yourself headaches once you get boots on the ground. So I hope you'll stick with me. I hope you'll follow me in this journey, 30 months. Hopefully I end up in the Philippines. If I don't, at least we're going to learn some things along the way. And I just want to tell you, I thank you for your time. Please like, subscribe, follow me. I'll do my best to answer every question or comment. And if I can't, please be patient, because I am still doing the daily grind here in the US in healthcare, but I will do whatever I can to show you the process, the raw process. I won't pull any punches. You can see I'm not scripted. I'm just an average guy, just documenting his deconstruction of his life and hopefully a successful exit strategy to the Philippines. So I look forward to making many, many more videos. Until then, remember, time is strong.